Good morning, viewers. This is your host Rana. We are here today in Fort Bend County, Precinct 3, Justice of the Peace Office. We are going to meet Justice of the Peace Judge Sonia Rash. She has a reputation of professionalism, fairness, and deep commitment to Precinct 3 residents. And we will ask her journey from her early age to now an elected official, Precinct 3 judge. Let's see how we're gonna interview her. You all stay tuned. See you all at the very top. Good morning and welcome to Official at the Table with Rana today. Today we are here to meet such a special person in my life. She's a true leader, a true public servant. We are here at Precinct 3, Justice of the Peace, and we are going to talk to her about her life, a life before she became elected official, and let's learn about who she is. Judge Sonia Rash.
Thank you,
How are you, Judge?
I'm well, thank you, and I appreciate that. And yes, you are a very good friend to me, and I appreciate you coming to our court and letting the public know, what does a Justice of the Peace do?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, thank you so much for allowing us to be in your court and interview you. I know all the judges are very busy, and I know you are very busy, which we talk every day. Judge, tell us about how your journey started towards Justice of the Peace. You were elected official before Justice of the Peace, or just one day you just thought like, I'm going to run for the office? And why particularly Justice of the Peace?
Okay, well, so I've never woken up and just said, hey, I'm gonna run. I think hopefully many people and candidates who decide to run, they actually understand what the position is first. Have they practiced in that position? For me, I went to school here, in Houston, and then I got my bachelor's in political science from Our Lady of the Lake. Moved on and got my degree in St. Mary's in economics, my master's degree, then moved back home and got my law degree. After I got my law degree, I worked for different law firms for many, many years, and thereafter I started my own law firm, which was fairly successful until I got married and I decided to slow down a little bit. So why the Justice of the Peace Court? As I previously mentioned, it's because it's the people's court. That's what I always have loved to do. My love and my passion is the law and people. Being able to mix the two together in a way that benefits not only the law, but also the people through our community service outreach programs that we have for everybody, which is completely free, no expense on the taxpayers.
So Judge, we want to let our viewers know, because there was confusion between the Justice of the Peace and the District Court and the Federal Courts. What is the difference, and how? First of all, I want to ask you how you started your journey. What thought has came to your mind that, okay, I'm going to run for the Justice of the Peace? Why not District Court?
Okay, that's a really good question, and thank you for asking me. So the Justice of the Peace, to me, it's a court for the people. That's why the Justice of the Courts were made. It is for the people, for everyday people who may not necessarily need a lawyer, want a lawyer, or could afford a lawyer. They come into the courts and they are able to file their claims, as long as, if it is a civil case, as long as the damage amount that they ask for is $20,000 or less. Okay. So it can be a wide variety of cases. You've got to be able to, as a judge, know the law, how to apply the law, but also be fair and be just to every case that comes in. And every case is different. Some of the other types of cases, as you were asking what a JP does in our court, some of the other cases that we do are evictions. And you've got to make sure that you understand with an eviction, not only the law, but we're dealing with people's lives here in whatever capability or capacity they come in. And so you've got to make sure you've got the heart for it, to follow the law and to be fair and to do what's right. We also handle debt claims and small claims, as I mentioned, truancy. We marry people. We do a whole variety of cases in the JP court. And that is one of the big differences between what I like to say, the higher courts. You've got A higher court would be county court at law. If you appealed a case in our court, it would go to the county court at law.
Okay.
And above the county court at law would be the district court.
Okay.
District courts, they are the ones that you would see normally handling murder cases or things that are multi-million dollar types of cases. Our court, we do handle criminal cases, but they're definitely not murder cases. They're what we call Class C misdemeanors, which are fine only, about $500 or less.
So, Judge, why is it so important to be lawyer for this position? I know you can run for Justice of the Peace without being a lawyer, but why? I've seen people are saying like it's better to be a lawyer and to be seated on this position. Why is it important?
Well, the first reason is because we deal with real cases. We deal with cases that involves the law. And if you don't know the law, that's very difficult to do. We handle cases, about 50 to 100 cases a day, for example. And we have people waiting. And if you're not sure of the law, there is no wait. You're not really ruling then based on the law. You're ruling based on your feelings, which again, we're a judge, and as a judge, we base what we rule on the law.
Right. So whoever was the Justice of the Peace before you, what differences or what difference you have made since you became Justice of the Peace?
Well, since I've become Justice of the Peace, I'll just tell you a couple of things that we've done. One, we started the first and only night court for Fort Bend County. Okay. We've also started online hearings and trials, and that's just not for our working people, but that's also for people because I feel like nowadays people can't necessarily drive all the way down to the court. So this gives them an option so they don't lose their day in court. We've also have the only free legal kiosks in the entire county in a courtroom. So those are just some of the things. I could list some of the things that we've done, but I'm sure that would take a little bit more time.
Yeah, no, we know as a resident of Fort Bend County, we know how much you do for Precinct 3, you know. So what programs you have for the youth? Because I myself is a youth, right? I want to know.
The youth of what?
So basically, like, you know, I have a daughter, right? So,
okay.
Like, how youth can benefit through your court mentally, or like any program you have started since you became a Justice of the Peace, or you have plans to start this year, next year?
So when I became the Justice of the Peace, by the way, for Precinct 3, Place 1, some of the things that I've done since taking office, I've created internships for our high school and college students. And that's all year round. It depends if the school has a program, we will have students with the school. During the summer, we always have internships so they can learn not only about the law, but they learn about civic engagement and about giving back to our communities.
Yes, Judge. So how important outside of the courtroom, how important for an elected official to connect with the public?
Well, I think that's very important because we always have to remind ourselves as elected officials that we are public servants. That is our job, serving the public. And so I think it's very important to connect with our community and our constituents, not just during election time, but during the whole year, before you run for office, during the time that you're in office too.
Can you share with our viewers any memorable situation where you had to deal with it? You know, something memorable you cannot forget.
Absolutely. So, you know, for me, a lot of what I think are success stories is through truancy. So our court also deals with truancy with our young people who, for some reason, they may not be going to school like they're supposed to, and they appear here. It's very pleasant and satisfactory when one of our students graduate. That these are sometimes students who aren't necessarily have a track of graduating high school, and being able to be involved in that and seeing that success of that student is very heartwarming. And you know, one of the reasons why a judicial or a Justice of the Peace is very important to our communities.
Why there is a need of Justice of the Peace Place 2? I've heard there's another, they're going to take initiative.
Well, they already have.
They have.
We have another court in our precinct, Precinct 3, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3, Place 2. I'm place 1. There's another one, a court that is in Needville, that is also encompassing Precinct 3. The reason that we have another one is because after the midterm redistricting in January of 2026, Precinct 3 has become very large. And so in order to meet the demands of our population, because of the redistricting, the court was established to be a Precinct 3 Place 2 court, which is different than Precinct 3 Place 1 court.
One court. Oh, I see. Judge, tell us about what is your collaboration or what you have to do with the commissioner and the constable in the same building.
We're all Precinct 3. We all are here. We're all in Precinct 3. We all have different jobs and different duties. I know that with the constable's office, they are the ones that execute our writs, execute any type of order that we have for an individual to do something.
Technology is taking a vital role, playing a vital role in the public offices. How technology is benefiting your office?
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about such things as AI.
Yes, ma'am.
So AI is coming. We can't change it. You know, advancement in technology, we need to make sure that we use it correctly and wisely. As of right now, we don't really use much of AI, but I can see in the future coming along that people may do that it may establish a place in the court system where things, instead of being creative, unfortunately, an AI might be able to draft an order, draft a motion, things like that. As of right now, we don't use AI because it's not completely reliable.
I see. When people come to your court, they have evictions, they have multiple things, they come to the court. How do you resonate with them? How do you see yourself in them, like it could be you? How do you deal with them?
Well, that's a good question, because I think I'd like to say that everyone that comes in, they all have a case that's very important to them. And I realize that because, as you say, every now and again, I think about it. Let's put ourselves in someone else's shoes to see, okay, what are they going through? But, you know, the situation is, as I say, at every court proceedings, all I can do is follow the law and be fair and do the right thing. And I'm hoping many of us as public officials, that's the stance we should take, is to be able to know. And when people come into our court, I want them to understand that they will be treated with respect, they will be treated fairly, and they will be treated as the law allows for them.
Has your court played a mental health role or any programs like mental health? Because there is, you know, like there is a lot of mental health problems, stress. People cannot take the stress anymore these days.
Right.
So how do you deal with that with the court?
So our courts, actually, what we do is, as a Justice of the Peace Court, we do have people that will call us from the hospitals and want a mental health detention order or an emergency mental health order. For example, for myself, we analyze them. We see if they meet the criteria, and these are from the hospitals. And if they do, we put them in a facility where they can be better evaluated. They're not held there forever. It's only for a couple of days, but they do have to meet the criteria for a mental health warrant. Since taking office, I created the first mental health 24-hour on-call for our judges that are JPs.
As you know, our Fort Bend County is growing rapidly.
Yes.
You know, each precinct is growing rapidly. Being Precinct 3, Justice of the Peace, how do you think community will face legal challenges when they come to your court? Because I know a lot of people, they call me, they ask me, tomorrow I have a court, I'm hesitated. They don't come to the court because they have a fear. How they can overcome that fear?
Well, first of all, they can overcome the fear by coming in advance if they really truly feel like that way, and seeing how our court is done. Understanding that the courtroom, our decorum is not about being angry. It's not about instilling fear in anybody. It's actually the opposite. It's about making people that come into our courtroom feel comfortable, feel heard, knowing that I will listen to them, that I will hear them. I will not make a judgment without hearing both sides.
Yes, that's a common problem like people have. Like they call us, they ask, because we are media people, they call us and they ask like what's going to happen, we're going to get arrested, so that's why this question was very important.
Now, our courts, again, we only do Class C misdemeanors when it comes to the criminal side. So the likelihood of you getting arrested in a JP court is very slim.
So when people get a ticket, traffic tickets, and they don't show up to the court, and they call and they say, we're going to pay over the phone or something, this is such thing they needs to do, or they just show up to the court and tell what exactly happened?
They can do either or, but they don't call on, if they call on the phone, we'll assist you. Our clerks will assist you. But you can take care of, in our court, you can take care of a lot of things online.
Okay.
You can pay your tickets online. You can even come to the court and pay your ticket.
So Judge, my next question is, especially as a female, how you juggle with the family and, take care of this position and the family all together? How do you manage?
Well, I will tell you this, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I don't think it just has to do with females. I think it has to do with anybody who has a family. Juggling between, I'm a mother of 2, plus a wife, plus I'm a daughter to my elderly mother also, plus we work, plus any other activities. It is a juggle for anybody. And, you just do it. You just do it. You don't think about it. I think that's a lot of it. You don't think about it. You just do it because you know what's important in life. And you want to make sure that you're there for your family. You want to make sure that you're there also for your community and for the things that you need to do.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, Judge, as everybody knows, you're my favorite justice of the peace. I'm going to ask you this question. So, Judge, is it important to be qualified for sitting on this position? And if you don't mind, please tell us, viewers, what is your qualification?
My qualifications for this position is, number 1, I'm a lawyer. I've studied the law. I know what the law is about. Number 2, prior to even taking the bench, I was working in the courtrooms as a trial lawyer. Number 3, I worked with many different firms, and I've been in Justice of the Peace courts as a lawyer. I was practicing for I believe it was nearly 15 or 16 years before taking the bench.
Nice.
I'm still a lawyer. I've been a lawyer for the past 20 years.
Very nice, very nice. So my next question is, Judge, as a female, what do you feel about women empowerment in our society?
Well, I will tell you this. I think that women need to understand that we can do anything a man can do, especially when it comes to education and jobs. I would like women to understand, especially our young people.
Yes.
I want them to understand that, look, even though sometimes the odds may be against you, even though you may hear things that you can't do this because you're not small enough, tall enough, big enough, you're too small, you're not smart enough, that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Even if the first time you don't succeed, it's about picking yourself up, continuing to go. If that is something in your heart that you believe that you want to do in life, like this was for me, then do it. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah, that's a beautiful answer. Judge, my last question, what advice do you want to give it to the youth of Fort Bend County? What if they want to pursue their career in politics, they want to pursue their career in different things, how do you inspire them?
Well, I will tell them this. If you want to do something as a youth, as a high school student, sometimes middle school students, I would say research what you want to do. Find those people that you'd like to be like. Find the people who can give you that step. Find that person who can help you along the way and take advantage of the things that are given to you. I say that because I do find nowadays that our youth, they do have access to very many things that we necessarily did not growing up, and that they should take advantage of those things that they have in front of them, as opposed to squandering it on their iPhones or their computers and things like that. go out and do the things you want to do and ask for help.
Well, Judge, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you too.
And
Appreciate it.
you're a true leader, and you're truly changing life.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
our Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3.
And I'm so young. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.